Namaste Gurukulians, hope you all are in the pink of your health and doing study at home. So today what we are going to do class 9, the chapter The Little Girl. It is from the Beehive book, the third chapter of your Beehive book, and this is written by Catherine Mansfield. In this character, there is the main character, Kezia. The main character is here, the Kezia. The whole story revolves around this character, and we are going to read about the emotions and the observations of the parents of this child and the thinking of this child about her parents. Okay, we are going to read these things in this chapter. Before starting this chapter, I just want to ask you one question. Whenever your parents scold you, what do you think at that time? Sometimes you take the stern behavior of your parents in a negative way, and sometimes the students, those who understand the emotions of the parents and the reality behind the scoldings of the parents, they take that in the positive manner. But little children take that, mostly they take that in the negative way. So this story written by Catherine Mansfield, in this story the writer has shown there a delicate relationship and a strong bond between the parents and the children. And he says sometimes our parents becomes our parent becomes very dominating, but there is a reason behind that, because being protective and concerned about the security and the well-being of their children, they have to become like that. They become their very dominating, very stern. They show their stern behavior towards their children. There's a reason behind that, because they wanted to make their children to learn the good manners, to learn how to stand in the society, to learn the discipline things, and in order to teach them the lesson of the life, they sometimes become their stern. But the children interpret that stern behavior in a very negative way. They show that in a very negative way. They never take that in the positive way. But the mutual bond between the parents and the children are so strong, because that is very strong. And after some time, the behavior whatever the parents were showing in the past and are showing there in the present also, the children come to know the reason behind that scoldings. The real truth behind that scoldings means the real love of their parents. After some times, they realize that the truth behind the scoldings of their parents, behind the dominating nature of their parents, behind the stern behavior of their parents. And this happens, the same thing happens in this story with this little girl, Kezia. What happens in this story? So let's jump into the story first of all. This is on the page number 32 of your book, Beehive. Yes, the question, it is starting from the question, do you feel you know your parents better now than when you were much younger? Perhaps you now understand the reason for some of their actions that used to upset you earlier. I think when you were there in the first standard, you know very well about that, why the parents were scolding us, why they were showing showing their stern behavior, their hard behavior towards you, because now you have grown up and you know the reality of those things very well. Okay, and you know the realities of those things. Okay, and now you realize the truth behind the stern behavior of your parents. Okay, now see, the second thing is in this story, that is, 1 minute later. Page number 32. Yes, beta. This story about a little girl whose feelings for her parents or for her father change from fear to understanding. In this story, the emotion, feelings of the little girl changes from fear to understanding will probably find an echo in every home. Means this find an echo in every home. How bete? See, To the little girl, he was a figure to be feared and avoided. Every morning, before going to work, he came into her room and gave her a casual kiss, to which she responded with, "Goodbye, father," and oh, there was a glad sense of relief when she heard the noise of the carriage growing fainter and fainter down the long road. In the first stanza, to the little girl, he was, who is bete he here? The father. Father was a figure of, afraid, feared. Okay, she feels very scary in front of her father. Why? See, and she always avoid his father. Every morning before going to his office, he comes there in the room of little girl. He gives her a casual kiss, means routine kiss he gives there, okay, on the cheeks of little girl, and the little girl then responded with, "Goodbye, father." But she gets there a glad sense. What is the meaning of glad sense here? Means relaxation. A breath of relaxation she takes there when her father, goes from there, when she hears the noise of the carriage in that, belgadi, like that something, he goes there, okay, when that carriage growing fainter and fainter go away from little girl, means that look fainter and fainter means light and light. When you have started to sit in the car, and when the car started, then it starts to go, it started to go, when it goes far away, then it looks very fainter and fainter, okay. Then she feels very happy when her father goes from there, okay. She feels she takes a breath of relaxation at that time. Why? Because she has a fear, okay. Why? See, reason is here, bete. In the evening, when he came home, she stood near the staircase and heard his loud voice in the hall. In the evening, when her father comes back, what happens, bete? She stands near the staircase where the stairs goes upward side, okay. She stands there, and what happens, bete? She heard the loud voice in the hall of his father. "Bring my tea into the drawing room. Hasn't the paper come yet? Mother, go and see if my paper's out there, and bring me my slippers." He says like that, "Bring my tea, and hasn't the paper hasn't come yet?" And then mother goes there, and she sees there if any paper is out there or not, and bring me my slippers. He says to mother, "Bring me my slippers," okay. And then what happens? Slippers, shoes. Kezia, mother would call to her, "If you are good girl, you can come down and take off father's boots." Slowly the girl would slip down the stairs, more slowly still across the hall, and push open the drawing room door. And see, Kezia, mother would call, mother always calls their Kezia, and what Kezia does, she gives order to Kezia to take off, see, it is written here, "Come down and take off your father's shoes," okay. And slowly the girl comes there, because she doesn't show her courage to come in front of her father, that's why, okay. She is under the pressure, she is under, she is feeling very scary there. And see what happens after that. She comes there across the hall and push open the drawing room door, and then she pushed the door and opened the drawing room door. And by that time he had his spectacles on and looked at her over them in a way that was terrifying to the little girl. And by the time her father puts on what, bete? Spectacles. And by doing his spectacles like that, okay, in her, in between of eyes and spectacles, he gives a look to the child, and he stares at him, and she gets there at the time very afraid. She gets very scary at the time. And then what happens? "Well, Kezia, hurry up and pull off these boots and take them outside. Have you been a good girl today?" And then he says to her, "Hurry up and pull off my boots and take them outside and put them on the proper place." And he asks one question to her, "Have you been a good girl today?" "I do not, father." She stammers there, she stutters there. And see, you do not if you stutters like that, mother will have to take you to the doctor. And the father also gives answer in the same way. In the same way, he also says like that, you don't know, he also stutters there. And he says to him, if you stutter, if you will stutter like that in future, your mother will have to take you to the doctor. You will have to go there to the doctor. If you will do like that again and again, if you will stutter there, then your mother will have to take you to the doctor. And then she never stuttered with other people, had quite given it up, but only with father, because then she was trying so hard to say the words properly. You know very well, bete, she never stutters in front of the other people. Why? Because she doesn't have any fear about the other people, but she has a fear about his father. She's getting scary. She gets scared there because of the stern behavior and the awkward behavior of his father. His father is very dominating here. Okay, that's why she gets very scary, and she never stutter in front of the other people. She behaves naturally there. Okay, then what happens? But only with the father, in front of father, she stutters there, because then she was trying so hard to say the words properly. She tries to say the words properly, but never. Why? What's the matter? What are you looking so rashed about? What is the meaning of rashed here, bete? Upset, sad. Okay, mother, I wish you taught this child not to appear on the brink of suicide. The father is talking to mother. The father is telling to mother that you should take care of this, and I wish you should teach the child not to be very upset like this. It is looking that she is going to do suicide. Okay, it is written here, bete, not to appear, underline this line, on the brink of suicide. What is the meaning of on the brink of suicide? About to commit suicide. By looking at her upset face, by looking at her sad face, father says to mother, teach the child that don't show this kind of the face. It is looking just like that she is going to do suicide. Okay, then what happens? He says, here, Kezia, carry my teacup back to the table carefully. And he says to Kezia, please put my teacup on the table. Okay, back on the table very carefully, meticulously. He was so big, his hands and his neck, especially his mouth. When he yawned, when he opened his mouth to take yawn, okay, while doing yawning, okay, means ubasi lete hue, what he does, bete, he opens his mouth and he looked like a giant, means like a monster. He looked like there, and she gets very, she got afraid because of that, because of his big hands and his big neck, especially his mouth. Okay, and thinking about him alone was like thinking about a giant. Whenever she sits alone, okay, whenever she thinks about his father, whenever she sits alone, she gets there, again she takes her father as a giant. She thinks like that her father is just like a giant. Okay, on Sunday afternoon, grandmother sent her down to the drawing room to have a nice talk with the father and mother, but the little girl always found mother reading and father stretched out on the sofa, his handkerchief on his face, his feet on one of the best cushions, sleeping soundly and snoring. On Sunday afternoon, grandmother wants to make their good relationship. That's why she gives a suggestion. She gives advice to little girl, go there in the drawing room and try to take a nice talk with your parents. But what she finds there, whenever she goes there, mother always keep herself busy in the reading of the newspaper, and father sleeps there on the sofa. His handkerchief, he uses his handkerchief there, rumal bete, hanky. He used that hanky on his face, and he covers his face with his hanky, and he sleeps there on the sofa and stretches his body, and his feet on one of the best cushion, and he puts his feet on the cushion, and then he sleeps there soundly. He takes their sound sleep, and he snores there, means he makes a noise while sleeping. Snoring means gharate jo aate hain from the nose, you listen that sound. Okay, then after that what happens? She sat on a stool, gravely watched. Till then she sits there on the stool, and gravely means seriously. Okay, watched him. She watched him until he walked and stretched and asked the time, then looked at her. Okay, then she sits there. Okay, she waits for her father to wake up, and then he will stretch himself, and then he will ask the time, then he will look at her. Don't stare so, Kezia, you look like a little brown owl. What he says when the child looks at the father, the father says, don't look like this at me. Okay, don't stare me. Okay, ghurna, stare karna, gazing, G-A-Z-E. Don't do the gazing, don't do this, don't stare me, because whenever you stare me, it looks like you look like a owl. Who says? Father says to Kezia. One day when she was kept indoors with a cold, her grandmother told her that father's birthday was next week, and suggested she should make him a pin cushion for a gift out of a beautiful piece of yellow silk. One day when she was kept indoors with a cold, okay, she was there, she was suffering from the cold, she was there, and her grandmother told her to make a pin cushion as a gift of her father's birthday, and suggested her, and she should make a pin cushion for a gift out of a beautiful piece of yellow silk. And laboriously with a double cotton the little girl stitched 3 sides, and she worked, she did there lots of work to prepare pin cushion, means gift for her father's birthday. But what to fill it with? When the time was she stitched there 3 corners of that pin cushion, and she wants to fill something there in that cushion. So she was searching for stuff for that cushion, but that was the question. And the grandmother was out in the garden, and she wandered into mother's bedroom to look for scraps. Grandmother was not there, grandmother was there in the garden. So that's why she goes there directly to the mother's bedroom, and she saw there, what she saw there? She saw there on the bed table, she discovered a great many sheets of fine paper were there. Gathered them up, she collected those papers and tore them into the pieces, and then she stuffed her case means here pin cushion. Okay, in the cushion she stuffed those pages, and then sewed up the 4th side, and then she sewed means silna, stitch karna, then she stitched the 4th side of the cushion. That night there was a hue and cry, and in the house father great speech for the port authority had been lost. Rooms were searched, servants questioned. Finally mother came into Kezia's room. Kezia, I suppose you didn't see some papers on a table in your room? Oh yes, she said. I tore them up for my surprise. What? Screamed mother. Come straight down to the dining room this instant. Now what happens, bete? The father was making their noise. He was in the house there was a commotion, there was a chaos there was in the room, in the home. Why? Because those papers were related to the speech of her father, which he prepared for his port authority. Okay, and that had been lost, and father was searching that. That's why he was making their noise. He was screaming there, he was crying there for that, and the servants were questioned. They were asked for that. Mother asked Kezia also. Kezia, I think you didn't see the paper, but she says, yes ma'am, mother, I saw. I tore them up for my surprise. And what? Screamed mother. Mother also cried there, and she told her, come straight down to the dining room this instant. At the same moment, at the very moment, please come there in the dining room. Okay, now what you will do, bete? Once again, up to this point, up to the 5th point, okay, page number 34, you will read once again. If you face any problem, you can ask me on your WhatsApp group. Till then, have a nice day to all of you. Thank you. Thanks a lot.